All right, last one we're gonna do is another Joe Budden clip talking about Lil Yachty and that leaked Drake song that he had apparently discussed.
There's a lot of Yachty news this week.
It was.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Shout out to Yachty.
Shout out to Yachty.
What happened with Yachty? Yachty said Atlanta's running shit on the fashion tip.
Yeah, that
was
got him in some hot water.
And the ASAP niggas said whatever they said, right? ASAP, I don't know the gentleman's name, but he responded with a lot of New York facts. Then what else? Yachty did Flagrant.
He did. That's where a lot of this stuff came from, I think. Yeah.
Came from Flagrant.
Did he say Atlanta influences fashion, or did he say all culture? I thought he said Atlanta influences all the culture. I know it was just fashion.
I don't think it's neither.
You don't think Atlanta influences anything?
No, I'm saying not. I don't influence all culture or fashion.
Oh yeah, I thought it was all. I thought he said it influences everything. By the way, we have a company in Atlanta called Atlanta Influences Everything. Everybody wears a shirt. It's kind of like our thing. So if you don't know it, so when Yachty said that, it was really kind of rooted in that statement.
Okay.
Like the mayor wears a shirt. Everybody in Atlanta got a shirt that says Atlanta influences everything.
How can you say Atlanta doesn't influence culture?
I said all culture. I don't agree with that.
I mean, in terms of hip hop, this is a full on conversation that we could have. Like maybe another day we will have this conversation. But like in terms of hip hop and like the current wave and current crop of artists and like people that have followed since the rise of, let's say, Atlanta and hip hop, it's undeniable their influence on hip hop. Like they've had a massive impact on modern, let's say mid 2000s, late 2000s to now. Like it's been all Atlanta. At one point, New York was running things, but Atlanta and their sound and their swag and like their just music has influenced this entire crop of rappers to follow. Like that is an undeniable fact. But in terms of just culture in general, like I don't know if they really do influence everything, because I can't think of anything outside of like actually hip hop music that I see people embracing. There's slang. Cap is one. Dress, like fashion, really? I don't even know what you can look at and be like, oh, that is an Atlanta dude. Because people have been wearing high fashion. So I guess you could say Versace. They made Versace popular again, but like, I mean, like I said, this is a much longer conversation. But in terms of like influencing everything in culture, I don't know. I don't know about that one.
That, and I don't agree with them influencing fashion. Not all culture. I mean, there's certain influences that Atlanta has right now, but he said all culture. I disagree.
Okay,
and I don't.
It's the all word.
Yeah, it's the all word.
Got it.
Oh, black culture?
No.
So my thoughts is this. Here's my answer to this, because somebody asked me this. If black people, would you say, influence all cool culture, would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so the epicenter of black people in America that's thriving the most and the freest and doing everything is Atlanta. So that means that Atlanta probably is the leader of influencer culture based on that.
No.
Are you crazy? Yo, Ray.
Let's go. I'm here.
Not that.
Hey, he about to start a full-on war with them New York dudes. Them NY dudes hate hearing that shit. Like, they don't want to give credit to nobody else. Like, you see they got real mad, real tight. Like, he touched the nerve on that one.
I see what you're trying to do just now.
I'm just saying, is it not true though?
No, nigga. Atlanta what? No, right, get this nigga.
Atlanta what? Say, I want you.
I don't know. Get this nigga. I just know that's disrespectful and it sounds crazy.
Okay, so
Atlanta right now, Atlanta influences music.
Yes, for sure.
In the urban culture, yes. Atlanta's not influencing fashion right now.
At all.
They have some.
What?
Some.
Like what?
No, I'm saying they have like some clothing lines there, like people that's in fashion. I'm saying you got to give them that at least. Because
I'm just saying,
clothing lines everywhere.
That's my point.
Everybody has a
That's my point, though.
We're talking about influence, though, which means it would have to travel outside of Atlanta. That's where the influence comes in. If it starts in Atlanta and now everyone else is doing it, that means you've now influenced other areas. I don't see other areas adapting to Atlanta fashion culture.
Like, can we
They're
define...
adapting to New York fashion culture, if anything.
That's a fact.
And it's been that for years.
Define Atlanta fashion culture. Like
no. Pocketbooks.
No.
Is that
This nigga. Let's go. All right, let's go.
You got nothing to say about
if
that?
they're responsible for that though, you gotta give it to them.
Maybe men having pockets.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know
Got
that
it.
Atlanta is responsible for niggas wearing bags.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know if it is either. That's why I asked.
Popular in culture for it, yes.
Popularized it,
Yes.
but didn't
Well,
necessarily
Thug,
start
Once,
it.
once like
Thug?
yeah, that took it mainstream. Niggas was doing
Young
it.
Thug didn't wear a bag before ASAP. Young Thug did not wear a bag before
He wore a
ASAP.
pocketbook before ASAP. ASAP wasn't wearing a pocketbook.
Yeah,
It
I'm
was a
talking about
bag.
pocketbooks.
Yeah.
like women's fashion.
Yeah.
Versus.
ASAP
Dudes
wore,
wearing women's fashion started in Atlanta.
I gotta go look. I don't know that.
Maybe, I don't know. ASAP was definitely on that kind of wave, and they were definitely like a lot of. If you've been in New York, that has been a thing for a minute. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna give him that one, but Thug wearing a dress, he got that one.
Well, when
ASAP
fashion
wasn't doing
started
that
in New
before
York.
some of you niggas.
So Atlanta. We get
Look who we
passed,
fighting
like
about
I
right
said.
now.
They wear purses.
Yeah, bags. Don't try to jump Ray.
No.
we're not.
Hold on, listen, let me say
Ice was fed
He's
up with
from
all that
New York.
Atlanta shit.
I just want
No,
to
he
say.
not. You don't claim that.
I don't claim I can't though.
I know,
wouldn't.
I know.
I
I'm
couldn't.
joking,
But
I'm
I'm saying like New York has had a lot of influence. I think our biggest issue has been we just don't ask for the credit, right? So think about back when Jeezy was hot. Remember, he's like, "Am I not hip hop?" He was asking New York, "Am I not hip hop?"
Of course.
New York had a stronghold on culture and everything black,
Right.
and I think we just got to the point where we got so hot that we started trying to, I guess, claim our stake in the culture. Like, well, everybody knows what New York done. Everybody knows you guys have contributed to Timberlands and the hats and all that shit we do. But it's like, can we put our stake? And I think that anytime somebody does that, not New York, it's gonna be some shit.
I do think like all that tall T fashion and all that, even though it was worn up here, I think a lot of that was from Atlanta.
For sure.
Like I give y'all that.
Yeah.
The you know.
All T's 1,000%. And I can know 2000s if y'all don't know, if you're not from there, like wearing a 5X, 6X color tall tee, possibly layered with 3 other colors underneath, was a thing. And that was definitely the Soulja Boy Snap ATL era 1000%. I will give them that. They made tall tees a thing 1000%. Clean in my white tee. If you don't know that song, go look it up.
By the way, I thank you for giving us some. I humbly thank you for that. I appreciate that. Like, thanks for giving
But
us
nah,
some.
it was shit that started in Atlanta, for sure. But
Also, Yachty told the story about how that him and Drake song got leaked.
yes.
And I think that's where our argument lies.
Yeah.
Right? So, Yachty said that they could not clear the sample for that record with him and Drake.
Super soak, right?
Yeah. Because the gentleman who owned the record, he wouldn't clear it due to religious reasons. He's like, this doesn't align with who I am, what y'all are doing with the record, so no, I'm not gonna clear it. We've heard artists do that in the past. Like big artists have done it where, no, I'm not clearing my sample because y'all are using profanity on your records.
Yeah, but they give you a chance to clean it up, right?
Sometimes.
I did the juicy.
Not all the time.
Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't.
The juicy.
And for people that don't know, Lil Yachty and Drake, Lil Yachty specifically, leaked a song featuring a snippet or sample from a very popular kind of like social media icon or star from like the past few years. Goodness gracious is something that Mr. Hotspot from Instagram and social media has always said. It's been a catchphrase of his. He turned it into a song and kind of got a lot of little buzz over when it dropped a couple years ago. And like Yachty sampled it on this song with Drake, and he would not give him clearance because if you follow Mr. Hotspot, he only does like clean, safe content. Like he does videos, but they're like all clean, they're all safe. He works with kids. He's very religious, so he's very stand up in terms of that. So he would not approve of the sample because the song that leaked called Super Soak is anything but clean, anything but kid friendly, and he was standing on his morals, and he did not allow them to sample his song, and it's his right to do so.
See, beat. They wouldn't allow anybody to curse. What's who?
M2
Mtume.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. They don't want anybody to curse on their record. I heard that Biggie's situation was a little bit different, but I know that Honey Baby, like they've been consistent of we don't want certain profanities used on this record.
Hov's
on this beat.
Streets is Watching song. The sample wouldn't be cleared. He couldn't curse on that record. That's why if you go and get Volume 1 right now, all this, even explicit version, that one song is clean. There's no dirty of that record.
Shit, there was a thing with 10 Crack Commandments with Chuck D because it was about selling drugs.
Yeah, like certain people, what you're doing with my song,
Come on, Chuck D.
I don't align with that, so no. I'm not clearing that.
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling Chuck D a damn thing.
So the guy wouldn't clear the song.
Correct.
Can I ask what the song was?
Some
Does
heat.
anyone
Yeah, it was some heat. That's what it was.
Okay.
It was absolutely fire and something that they both could have used in this very moment.
And
Drake specifically.
they put, and so Yachty gave it to Casanat, who played it on his stream, and the song is now out. Now it's not out officially on like a DSP. You can't purchase it, but it's out. You can go to YouTube and hear the song. It's
Sounds
out.
like just the type of song I need coming out of Crisis Management. This song is really good. It is. I tried to hate on it when it was on. I tried, but I couldn't. Head starts nodding, niggas start singing.
So our debate there is what side of that do you fall on? Is Yachty wrong for passing it off to Casanat to
Yes.
now play, even knowing that the person whose sample you used did not approve of this? Or is he, oh well, my nigga, I'm doing it anyway, and is he right in that? And that's the question for the room.
Do you like having a P.O. box but are tired of wasting?
Pretty sure we all know where Joe stands on
Oh
this.
no, the Rome Binders joke.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna go last to like try to add some suspense to what I think.
I mean, for me, you know, once you hear it, it's in the air. It's like I can't say to Joe, I want to ask Joe a question, and then he says no, and I'm like, well, Alec, I didn't ask the question, and I didn't ask that then. No, once it's in the air, I can do what I want with it. It's here. I can put it out. I can have somebody else put it out. And by the way, the number one DSP in the world is YouTube. That is the number one DSP in the world. It's just anybody can monetize it. So you see, they putting it out. So somebody's gonna hear it. If somebody's gonna hear it, you might as well take advantage of it and give some guidelines to something. Like if or some random kid in West Bubblefuck is gonna be upload the song on his YouTube page, he's gonna make the money. Somebody gonna make the money from the song.
But to the dude, it wasn't even about the money. It's this is who I am. I don't. It's back to image, likeness, shit like that. Like this is my sample that you're using. I don't want it attached to the message you put in your music. So no, I don't give you the okay to use it. I'm not signing off on that.
Which is absolutely his right to do. I'm just gonna go ahead and answer this question. Like, fuck yeah, they were wrong for doing this. Like, there's no way as an artist you should support this because Yachty is an artist. And if somebody was to sample him or use some copyright infringement of his and get rejected and then still put it out there to either because you have that position, you are a big enough artist, you have connections to big enough platforms like Lakey or not, that you leak it anyways, is spiteful, is wrong, and is bullshit, especially as an artist, because like copyright and protecting your music and your creativity should be number one for all artists. And like the fact that you would pull this same bullshit on another artist, but I guarantee you'd be mad if somebody did it to you, is fucking bullshit. And I hope he gets sued, quite honestly.
I'm with him. If especially because he listed like yo, religiously, morally, I don't want myself attached to that. For you to just say,
Like, I know I'm probably in the minority, and I know like listeners and fans of Drake and everybody aren't gonna care, and they think that, well, that's a stupid requirement. Like, just let them release the song as they want. Like, no, it don't work that way. Like, if somebody does not want you releasing their music or sampling their stuff or doing it in a way that does not align with their original intent, that is their prerogative. That is the point of having copyright. That is the point of having ownership and creative control over your sound, over your likeness, over your music. Artists would lose their shit if labels did this, or if they use AI or somebody did this. And the fact that Yachty, an artist, is doing to another artist is lame as fuck. I'm sorry, I don't care. That shit is lame. And the fact that he admitted it, and then the way in that he admitted it so nonchalant, like he didn't do anything that was wrong, was also lame as fuck.
all right, I heard you, my nigga. I'm gonna put it out anyway. That's kind of fucked up.
Has everybody ever seen the movie? It's a movie called The Founder, the McDonald's movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a famous line in the movie where the guy says to everybody, when he realizes this guy Ray Kroc
yeah.
rolling around, he says, "There's a wolf in the hen house." At that moment, there's a wolf in the hen house, my nigga. What are we talking about? Here's the song. The wolf's in the hen house. Are we gonna control the wolf, or are we gonna let the wolf do whatever it wants and like that? So my thing is this: is once you put something out. Anytime you put anything out, you're given a chance for it to be interpreted how people want it to be and used how they want it to be.
But what I'm talking about is before.
Yeah, but what is he talking about? Like, what the is he talking about? Of course, when you put something out, you lose control of it and you cannot control how it's portrayed or that people have heard it or that it's going to be like ripped and put out on other places. That's not the point. The point is that the person who leaked it is the artist that reached out and got rejected. And like, guess what? He is now liable for that. And if you don't believe me, go Google Tracy Chapman, Nicki Minaj, sorry, lawsuit. Nicki Minaj wanted to sample Tracy Chapman in her song. And Tracy Chapman, absolute legend in her own right, folk artist, does not let anybody sample her music. And she told her flat out no. So then what did Nicki Minaj do? She leaked it anyways. And guess what? Nicki didn't take claim for that. She didn't come on a podcast and say, I leaked it. But guess who was held liable and just had to pay Tracy Chapman $450,000 in a settlement. Now imagine that was a trial. $450,000 in a settlement. Nicki Minaj. So if he wanted, he is fully in his right to sue Drake and Lil Yachty. If he wanted to. But it doesn't even seem like that's what he's trying to do. He had basic requirements. And if you can't reach those basic requirements, you're kind of just a dickhead. And like, if you don't think he has right to his own sound and music, how it's being used, you shouldn't be discussing music.
Before it even goes out.
No, I'm with you. No, I'm saying, but I'm saying.
So I didn't get to the
you're
part
talking
of
about
it
their
going out
song.
yet.
I'm talking about my song that I don't want them to use.
Right.
Yeah.
Once I put that out, I'm putting that out for other people to use or enjoy, however they choose to use or enjoy, even if that means sampling it for something and put it out. I have to know that.
Well, is the song?
See,
I'm assuming that the song is.
That's, again, a stupid ass argument because if you put it out, you have copyright protection in the United States. Once again, Google Tracy Chapman versus Nicki Minaj or Google any copyright officer. It doesn't matter if you put it out in that. Yes, theoretically, it can be sampled. Anybody can sample it, and it's happened multiple times. But the moment a big artist like Yachty puts it out and then admits he put it out, oh, easy lawsuit, easy settlement, pay me my money. What are you talking about?
fairly old. So sampling wasn't really a thing. This is an assumption. Like, let's just say the song is from the 70s. I need more backstory on what the song actually is. But let's just say it's from the 70s. I don't think 70s artists were thinking about, you know, a song in the song being used in the future for sampling purposes. That wasn't really.
Hip-hop started that.
Yeah, exactly. So
exactly.
people didn't really think that that would be what would be to come in the future. So, I mean, I align with Ice on this.
But
go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. Go ahead, finish.
No, I was just gonna say I align with what you say. Like, as the artist, I would hope that my words saying I don't.
She just be yapping. She don't even know what they're talking about over the situation. Mr. Hotspot put this song out 2 years ago.
Want you to use my song morally, ethically, religiously. I don't align with your values, and I think that putting it out is basically a fuck you to me.
That's how I feel it's a fuck you, because we do have sampling laws in place. So even if you didn't know about it in the 70s, you didn't intend on it. Today, I can't go and take a Michael Jackson joint, flip the sample, and now go make money off of that.
It's not a new song. It's the sample is from the dude Mr. Hotspot, who's like a
Yes,
comedian,
social
influencer
media
dude.
influencer.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
in my mind, I don't think it's a fuck you. I think it's a fuck you too.
No, it's a fuck you because it's my song. I absolutely have full right to say who gets to use it or not. I don't have to let anybody use it. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know who's do this. Never seen him on Joe Budden podcast, but clearly he knows nothing about the music industry and how that works. But yes, Lil Yachty is a dickhead for this because as an artist, to do this to another artist and a smaller artist at that, and then to admit that you did it is just pure arrogance and pure just bullshit. Like, if you get sued, I wouldn't even be mad at it because you told them F you to your face and then went on podcast and said, yeah, I did it. And what? So you get whatever comes your way because that was bullshit. That was lame as fuck. And that is a problem I've always had with Yachty in terms of like him saying he's a musician or an artist. He always does and says things that just like are so corny and so lame and like paints him in a way that he has no idea how it actually looks. Like when he was talking about pop when he first came out, like just sometimes shut up. Like you are barely in this game as is. And the shit that you continue like to do is like, it validates the way a lot of people feel about you. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think about Lil Yachty leaking Mr. Hotspot's song, despite having very little restrictions and requirements to be able to use that sample? And then for him to go out and publicly say it on a podcast. What do you guys think about it? Whose side are you on? Let us know in the comments down below.